Stuttering was a massive burden in my life, and it was something which I thought there was something wrong with me, and when I stuttered I didn't feel normal, and I felt like I was different to other people who didn't stutter, and I don't feel a kind of fear there. It just feels like I'm a normal person now. Just a massive thank you to you and Roman. Ability, able, about, abuse, academic, accompany, early, easily, economic, editor, education, effect, effective, obviously, obvious, occasional, occasion, occupies, occur, threat, threatening, threat, uncle, underneath, understand, urgent, with, witness, woman, wonderful, wonder, wooden, wood, wool, word, worker, safety of the laboratories according to early results from the first international survey of researchers, workplace attitudes and practices. The scientists who responded said they believe their labs are safe places to work, yet just under half had experienced injuries ranging from animal bites to chemical inhalation, and large fractions noticed frequent lone working, unreported injuries and insufficient safety training on
Okay, okay, that's enough. Now close the book and tell me what you have read. Yeah, this is very common.
It was something about scientists, but I don't know.
That's...
That happens. Okay, so it's a television program, and it's a comedy. It's in the form of a documentary. He's a comedian who's doing impressions of people who are from Australia. My mum has a Vauxhall. My dad has a Mercedes. I don't have a car at the minute.
Достаточно.
Enough.
Достаточно.
How did your speech go for 2 days, yesterday and today, when you were not in the classroom?
My speech for the past 2 days has been very good. I felt like I can talk naturally and not with lots of tension in my mouth. I feel like I've got more control over the rate of my speech and how fast I should be talking. When I do speak too fast, then my speech does get out of control, but I kind of realise now when I'm talking too fast, and I just kind of try and slow that down, really.
Try or do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do slow that down. So even though I felt like I was under some kind of pressure, my speech was still fine.
Okay, so let's do our test. We're gonna do exactly the same tasks that you were doing before the class. And first I'm gonna ask you to open the dictionary and read words.
Okay. Green, greatness, greasy, grease, grid, greeting, green, greenhouse, grief, grievance, grieve, grievous, griffin, grill, assigner, assimilate, assimilation, assist, assistant, assistant, assize, associable, astir, astonish, energy, enwake, enfeeble, enfranchise, endorse, ending, endeavour, end, enclose, encompass, encourage, impossible, impost, imposter, imposture, impotence, impotent, impotently, impound, impression, oblation, obligate, obligation, oblige, oblique, obit, obituary, object, oasis, oat, oak-cake, oakfish, oakum, obedient, unintelligent, union, union jack, unique, unison, unisont, unit, unitarian, unitarianism, unitary, unite, thoughtfully, thoughtless, thought reading, thousand, thousandth, thrall, thrasher, thrashing, thread, why, wick, wicked, wide, widely, widen, wiggle, with, wheels, white, white, widely, white, wild. Very good.
Very good. Did you make any mistakes?
No. Oh, very clever, growled Hagrid. Very amusing. That's me. Outsmarted in it. All right, come in then. Yeah. Ungrateful little. Mumbling darkly, he stood back to let them pass. Harry, Ron, and Hermione have gone to Hagrid's house, and they're saying that they miss Hagrid, and Hagrid doesn't believe them. And Harry lays down next to Fang's robes, and Fang is Hagrid's dog.
Did you make any mistakes in reading?
No mistakes, but I thought that I did read a bit too fast, but my speech was fine.
Okay, very good. In telling back, how was your speech?
Good.
Good or excellent?
Excellent.
That's it, I like it better. Now, the next point is TV commentary.
Okay, so Justin Bieber is on the Jonathan Ross show, and Jonathan Ross is interviewing Justin Bieber. Jonathan Ross is now asking Justin what his life is like, and is asking about his success and about how confident fame, as Justin saying how he can't go out without security, and now he's saying that he likes to just go out and not have to call security and to worry about stuff, but he's saying that he wouldn't have been able to do the things which he wants to do without his fame, so he's saying that he does enjoy fame because it lets him do the things what he wants to do, like travel the world.
Okay. Okay. Turn it down. Okay. Let's grade your speech when you were completing this task.
Okay.
How was it?
A.
A. Why not A plus?
A plus then. A star. Okay, so when I was about 4, I stuttered on some words, and my mum realised that I was stuttering, and she took me to see a speech therapist who said I had a stutter, and she worked with me for about 6 years now. She made me practice reading words and sounds, and then in year 5 my speech improved quite a bit, and then in high school my speech from year 7 to year 9 wasn't too bad really, but then in year 10 my dad left my mum, and this put me under lots of stress, and my speech got worse, lots worse, and from year 10 my speech has been pretty bad and has got worse over time. So last year I went to see a speech therapist, and I told him that my speech was pretty bad and it was causing me lots of stress, and it was putting me under pressure and stuff, and I thought I had to talk to my mum and talk to my dad and talk to family and friends, and then he basically just told me that stuttering is neurological and there's no cure for it, and told me some techniques that I could do. He told me to speak in syllables, so talk like this and then when you do that. So I tried to do that, and it didn't work and made me just sound like a robot, and pretty much made my speech worse actually. And then he also told me about easy onset and about speaking softly at the start of words, which again didn't help me much. So found out about your site maybe 2 years ago, and at first, for the first year, I thought that it was nonsense, and I thought that it couldn't possibly work, and I thought that because I've been told all my life that stuttering is genetic and is neurological, I thought that it couldn't possibly be true that someone could eliminate it. And then I researched about your course for 2 years, and the more I started researching, the more it started to make sense to me. I started talking to you, and at first I was skeptical, but then as I asked you more questions and talked with you more and Skyped you, then I found out that this was the answer, and this could help my speech tremendously. So 2 weeks ago I Skyped you and got the funds together, and I paid for it, and then the funds took so long to get through, and I thought that, oh, I've been scammed, or like something's gone wrong here, like I'm never going to see my money again, and I was freaking out. But then 3 days ago, you messaged me and said that the money had come through, so I was chuffed, and you said that we could start straight away, and I was so happy, and now I'm talking fine, and my speech is fine, and everything's good, and I'm talking naturally, and when I do get to a word which is difficult to say, I just have to pause and recall it like that, and it comes out fine.
Yep.
So I'm happy. The course was not difficult. I think that it's a simple course and kids could easily learn it. It's something which is common sense really, and it's something which I've not had when I've been speaking for 18 years. And it's not hard to understand, it's not hard to take in or learn. It just makes sense really, and it's just simple. And I feel now that I can control my speech better, and it's just great.
But once again, what do you control? You control your normal speaking or mistakes?
I control my normal speaking, not my mistakes.
Yep. Yeah, because once again, whatever you are focused on, that's what you're gonna get. You focus on mistake, you're gonna get a mistake.
I would tell people who are skeptical about the course to just read the website and do some research, look who Snezhko is, and look at his work. And I found that was helpful was to go onto Roman's website, which is in Russian, and translate it into English, and it's full of information, and it's so helpful and simple, and there's loads of reviews on the website and people who've given feedback on the class, and people who've been to see his seminars, and people who know him personally, before you just go and say, oh, it's a scam, oh, this isn't real. So just do some research. I'm going to start speaking in front of people, in front of groups, and in front of girls more. I did talk to girls quite a lot, and my speech didn't tend to be worse with girls. It in fact tended to be kind of better with girls really, but I think I would normally speak to girls, just one person at one time, so I'd speak to one girl, but not like a whole group of them. And I tended not to make conversation with people who I didn't know, so if someone was in elevator with me, then I'd probably just stay silent and make no conversation, no small talk, but I'm going to do that now. I tended to with my parents, I think they thought that I was quite moody because I just didn't speak. But then in reality, it was just because I couldn't speak. So I wanted to speak, but there were just no words coming out of my mouth. So yeah, so I think I'll try and talk to my parents more and talk to my sister more, because my sister lives in London and I don't see her much really. So I'm probably going to phone her. I phoned her last night too and spoke to her for a bit. I'll probably start going to the gym more. I kind of feared the gym because at my gym there's a massive jacuzzi and all my friends kind of like go there and socialise and stuff, so I'd kind of hide away from it, but now I'm just going to go there and speak freely. I'm going to start looking for a job too, and I think I can start to be myself more and start to actually be who I am and speak from the heart instead of like constructing these sentences in my head to suit how a stutterer would speak. I'm just going to speak how I want to speak and what's going on in my head.